Hey, good Monday morning. I'm sitting here at the same place I was yesterday morning because of the cold and just wanted to connect with you again. Um, we talked yesterday about revival. Are we desperate enough to seek revival? Using Ezekiel and talking about the dry bones in the valley. Well, if we're desperate enough to want revival, then we should be desperate enough to listen to the Lord more. Like give Him and Him alone our ear and tune out the worldly voices. And if we are, then we need to be obedient too. And that means taking this message of grace and hope that we have to those who are in despair, who are hopeless, brokenhearted, and down. There are some signs of revival in our country. I think it's since 2019, Bible sales are up about 41%. Christian music streaming is up about 50%. Downloads of spiritual apps on our phones and technology is up something like 70%. But still we see the continued drop in people who find their faith essential to their life. In 2000, 74% of people said that Christianity was essential to their life, and today only about 54%. So we've dropped about 20%. That means that 46% of people who identify as Christians don't think their faith is important to them. So we've got some ground to make up in that way. So what would revival look like if we were to go through a true revival like past revivals in our country? Well, first of all, there would need to be a real increase in the number of conversions. And all the great revivals, the first and second great awakenings, the Welsh revival, the Asbury revival, the number of people who became followers was more than like 10 times more than what had taken place in the years before. In the Welsh revival, there were over 100,000 conversions in the year. In September of 1857, a New York man invited a couple of friends to come and pray with him, businessmen. By October, many men had joined. At one point in 1858, after the beginning of the year, there were over 6,000 people attending prayer meetings daily in New York City, and then it spread to Pittsburgh, and there were over 6,000. So we see a great number of people being desperate. And true revival will see lives changed. For example, in the Welsh revival, huge changes in societal behavior took place. Crime went down, drunkenness went down, swearing went down, so much so that stories are told that the donkeys that worked in the mines refused to work because they didn't understand the new language coming from the mouths of the miner. In true revival, those people who we consider nuns that walked away from faith, if we were having true revival, those nuns would be coming back to their faith. Now there's hope that the nuns in the last couple of years have not increased. It sits at about 30%, but that's staying stagnant. But that still is not revival. That's just stasis, staying the same. So we need to worry about revival. Again, and my question for you this morning is, are we desperate enough to spend time in prayer? Are we desperate enough to take that time to listen to the Lord? One man inviting people in New York began a huge revival. 26-year-old man in the Welsh revival invited 17 friends, and a revival broke out. So are we willing to do the things necessary to seek revival? Are we willing to get together and pray? Are we willing to listen to the Lord? Are we willing to obey Him and go? That's the hard part, because right now numbers show that only one in three people who identify as Christians believe it's their responsibility to take the message of the Lord to those dry bones that they know. It's going to take some work. We have to be intentional about what we're doing. So I'm asking you this year to join me in being intentional about being a disciple who makes other disciples. Hey, have a great day. Look forward to seeing you next Sunday.